Hey Leos, welcome back. I'm here with your mid-July to end of July reading. It's kind of crazy that here we are already halfway through the year and halfway through the month. Time flies, I guess. I have pulled your oracle cards. We'll get into those in a minute. For those of you that are new, I do a few different spreads. I do the oracle cards, which is kind of overall what's going on. Then I pull a general spread and then a love spread, looking at your energy, looking at the person you're dealing with, and then I pull some advice cards for you at the end. So just a little disclaimer, a few disclaimers. First of all, my kids are home, so if you hear little pitter-patters of feet or whispering, sorry, but it's still summer here. And then, as always, this is general. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Because those messages are for someone else. All right, let's get into it, Leo. We have the Three of Cups, the Emperor, some Aries energy there, and then we have the White Raven Spirit, trust in the magic, little brother, little sister, siblings, younger friends, and responsibility. And then New Moon in Scorpio, work through your fears. So right off the bat, and I'm kind of seeing a reoccurring theme here with other cards here, but you're, I don't know if you're wanting to or you're kind of being forced, not forced, but pulled to take more of a leadership role in group settings, maybe with your friends, with your family. I would kind of think it maybe with some siblings. If you have siblings, it's kind of like you're kind of helping them through tough times now maybe, or just taking more of a leadership role with them. Now, it doesn't have to be siblings. It could be just really close friends. It could be people at work. But overall, I mean, I do see a few cards here. I mean, these three cards right here are really talking to me about responsibility and leadership, all right? So it's like, it's kind of your time to be the emperor, to be in control, be the leader, the one that people looks up to. You know, when you make a decision, it's always a logical and planned decision. And so I do feel in some group or social aspect of your life, you're kind of, you know, for some of you, I feel like you've always had this role, okay? You've always had to be the emperor. You've always had to be the responsible one. You've always had to be the one that kind of, the voice of reason, okay? The one to kind of bail your siblings out, or, you know, not out of jail, but, you know, whatever kind of mischief or rough time, you know, you were always the one there. But if, you know, that kind of hasn't been the story up until now, it's definitely kind of coming forward with that. It's kind of like, I keep wanting to say your time to shine, but I don't mean it like in the spotlight, but just like being a leader and being I can't think of the word, a role model to those around you. You are kind of being, and with this trust in magic, I feel like there is something going on. Like I said, I don't feel like you necessarily want this role. But it's yours, and there's, you know, just trust in this, because you have something to offer those around you, some way that you can help them. So just trust in this process. You do have some fears that you're working through this month. It's a retrograde time as well, Mercury retrograde. So, you know, this is kind of a good time to work through those fears. But yeah, overall, you're definitely being pulled and called into being in a more leadership type of light. Interesting. We'll see if we can get some more clarification in your general reading. Oops, wrong deck. Alrighty. Yeah, I keep hearing step up. You're stepping up. Alrighty. So, Leo, for mid to end of July, what's happening with my Leos? What is Leo's focus, obstacle, advice, and most likely outcome for the rest of July. Please and thank you. One more, and then we'll get into it. I like to end on a good shuffle. Alrighty. And for those of you interested in the decks I'm using, I do list all the decks I use in the description. So if you're interested, check those out. This is the vice versa deck. This is the only deck I don't read reversed because it's got something on both sides. Ooh, so we have the Six of Pentacles, we have the Ten of Wands, then we have the Magician and the Five of Swords. Some overall energy. We have some Seven of Swords energy going on. So overall, this may be why you're kind of being called to be more of a leadership, more of the Emperor role, is because there may be some people around you who are kind of being sneaky. The Three of Cups wasn't in the reverse. So it's just like, I just hear mischief, that type of thing. So it's like, and that's kind of another reason you need to kind of be in that authoritative role, is because it's like you're giving off the air, in that Emperor power, like, I'm not putting up with any BS. I see through the BS. And so it's like, I feel here with this side as opposed to this side is that he's, the BS is kind of on its way out, okay? You've kind of already seen through it. I don't feel like anything's going to really come out that hasn't already come out. So I don't feel like there's any more. That's why you had to like kind of go into the Emperor. It's like, okay, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And so that's kind of what I feel like is happening. I don't feel like it's just out and out malicious type of backstabbing, but I do feel like there is just some, not the greatest energy around maybe a group of people or maybe just a specific person. However, your focus is just finding balance, making sure everything's fair. The Six of Pentacles, especially this side, is like, I do see it kind of a little bit as planning, like this side is planning. Like kind of getting your ducks in the row, making sure everything's equal and even and just balanced and ready to move forward. This side, I don't see that as at all. I feel like there's someone being a puppet master, but you didn't get this side, you got this side. So that's your overall focus. That's your, that's what you're working on. Is just, you want everything kind of like even Stevens. You want everything just fair, all right? That doesn't mean everybody has to like what the fair is, but I'm almost kind of getting a justice vibe, like, and I'm getting kind of a work vibe here too, for some reason, like, you didn't put the work in on this, so like you're not getting compensated or the praise that the other people who were in this group, I don't know why this is coming in, but it's a group setting, so so we're not really giving you the praise and recognition you need because your name's just on it. You didn't really put any work into it. That type of thing. And I don't know why that came through, but so for some of you, I feel like that's what's happening. But let's pull a clarifier for the Six of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. So you are very practical, very logical, very grounded, making wise decisions. And you're very resourceful right now. Like, you want everything even. And, there is a bit of nurturing kind of in here with the Queen of Pentacles. Not so much the King of Pentacles. He's more not in line with the Emperor. But, the Queen definitely does bring a little bit of nurturing, mothering to the situation. So, like I said, I don't feel like you're just making everything even, okay? You're making everything fair for everybody. Your obstacle, though, is the Ten of Wands. So, with this, I feel like this is kind of like a newer role you're taking on. But with this, like, it's, you know, by trying to make sure everything's fair and, you know, kind of be the role model and the leader, it's causing a lot of, it's causing you a lot of burden. Like, you're carrying all of the load, you're carrying the workload, you're carrying all the responsibility, and you know, it's a little bit much for you. The Tower in the reverse, it could be for some of you, you're carrying all the load trying to keep something from ending. It's like you feel like it's your responsibility to make sure that this tower doesn't fall, and that's not your responsibility to keep this tower from falling. It's because this, you know, if this was in your advice, then yeah, you need to kind of like carry the load right now to keep, but this is your obstacle, okay? So this is almost like, you know, you're kind of making yourself out to be, you know, like everything is falling on your shoulders. You carrying the weight of the world. You know, it's your responsibility to make sure that this doesn't end, whatever it is. But, you know, it's not your responsibility, because, you know, if, like I said, if it was in the advice, then yeah, I'd be like, yeah, maybe you need to just carry this a little bit longer. But it's in your obstacle. It's not your responsibility. Okay, it's not yours alone, anyways. Your advice here is the Wheel of Fortune. So luck is on your side. And I don't know if you're new to this channel or you haven't gotten this. This is like my favorite card, especially in the advice section. You know, because this isn't just the Wheel of Fortune. This is the Magician with it too. So like, you can create whatever you want. Luck is on your side. Your advice is, you're the Magician right now. Create whatever it is you want. Manifest whatever you want, because luck is on your side. And that's like, that's to me, like, there's nothing better than that. All the cards here, like out of all the cards in the deck and out of all the cards in anything, like the Magician, like showing up on the Wheel of Fortune card, that's just like, to me, like that's like winning the jackpot right there. Okay, Page of Swords. So, some of you may have a new idea. This Page of Swords, you know, talks about communication, talks about new ideas. So there may be some new communication you need to open up, new communication with somebody new. But I feel like there may be, you might have an idea like that's kind of been brewing in your head, and maybe like a business venture or something like that, or just some kind of idea here. And it's like, luck is on your side. The time is now. You can, it's a good idea, whatever it is. Like, you're backed by the universe. You're backed, you know, by whatever you believe in that's bigger than you. You know, that's kind of why you had it. So you should really probably let this tower fall and stop carrying all of this weight, because there's something new. Okay, with this Page of Swords here, there's something new. Maybe some new communication coming in. But there's something new coming here, and that's where you should be focusing your attention at, not over here with this, you know, carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. Your most likely outcome is the Five of Swords. So I do feel like here there is a bit of ending to this. Let's pull a clarifier, because I'm getting a few different ways of this, how this is going. So let's just pull a clarifier. Ten of Pentacles. So we have the Five of Swords here and the Ten of Pentacles. So there is definitely some, I feel like there's somebody that's kind of messing with your long-term something. Stability, probably. Money, probably. I mean, you have the Six of Pentacles here in the front. I do feel like this is a bit about money or work. I don't see, I feel like there's going to be a little bit of a defeat in this situation. Okay, with the Ten of Pentacles coming up in the reverse, I feel like some of you may be leaving this situation. It's like there's no winning here. you kind of feel like it was a failure. You know, it's not like you're walking away. And if you got this side, it'd be like you're finally just leaving the situation. But I feel like maybe there was some kind of defeat here, and you're just kind of like, it may have been out of your control. There may, like I said, you have the Seven of Swords here too. So something is happening that isn't, because this is like the kind of win at all cost, win just for winning card. So I feel like some of you are going to leave the situation, but not necessarily on your own free will. Or it'll just be like, you know what, I'm defeated. I don't have the energy to deal with this anymore. And, you know, because with the Ten of Pentacles, you know, that's long-term stability, long-term commitment. And it's in the reverse. So I feel like you kind of leave the situation, or they leave the situation. Something happens. So some of you may be looking for a new job, or this may be just someone that you're dealing with in your life. I don't know. I feel like you kind of know. I kind of felt it through a few different things. That's probably why you're being called right now to kind of step up and be the emperor right now. So let's get into your love life. What is Leo's overall energy and love from now until the end of July? Please and thank you, Leo. Leo. There we go. You are the Sun in the reverse. So whatever this is, you're just not feeling it. It's not making you happy anymore. There's no happiness. The person you're dealing with, Two of Pentacles, they're working on kind of just keeping things balanced. I feel like they're just working on keeping their own stuff balanced. They may be kind of weighing their options as well. You know, kind of weighing the pros and cons. So let's get down to the nitty-gritty and see what's happening under the surface. Temperance. Yeah, there's no balance here. Overall, there's just no balance here. Could be a Sagittarius you're dealing with. But there's just no balance, no harmony. So I feel like the person you're dealing with is kind of just working on finding their own balance and working on, you know, weighing the pros and cons. You have the Ace of Pentacles here, the Ace of Swords, and the Seven of Swords showing up again. They have the Hierophant, the Seven of Cups in the reverse, and the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Page of Cups for you. I feel like you're moving on to something new. Ten of Swords in the reverse. The Magician in the reverse. King of Wands. Eight of Pentacles. Six of Wands in the reverse. So, I mean, you have two aces over here. You're wanting something new. You're wanting new stability. You're wanting stability and like new communication or new ideas. However, you have the Seven of Swords showing up here again. And, you know, for some of you, just make sure that you're not, and when I say manipulate, I don't mean it in a bad way, because I don't feel like anything here is really negative on your side. And to be honest, I don't really feel like there's anything negative on their side either. However, you know, the Seven of Swords is showing up again in your reading with a different deck. So there is maybe the idea that maybe the other person is not acting on the up and up, but I don't feel like that's really anybody's real motives here. It's just kind of what's happening with, you know, it's just kind of what you're thinking the other person is doing, or what they're thinking you're doing. You know, you have some Taurus energy here, so it could be an earth sign you have here. There is a good bit of earth here. Sorry. So Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. But, you know, they do want a commitment here. They do want long-term. They're narrowing down their options. They're coming back to reality. about the situation, but they're still not really making any movement towards you. They're not taking any action towards you. You want to open up a new community. You may have somebody new coming in, okay? So it may be that you know, with the Page of Cups, you may have someone new coming in. Yeah, you got too many new things here. I feel like there is someone new coming in, or the Ten of Swords here, though, in the reverse. It's like you may be tempted to kind of go back to the situation, or you're still working on healing from it. But I don't feel like you want something new. It just, you know, this just doesn't make you happy. You don't feel like you can manifest anything. You know, you're trying to heal yourself from it. They may have found somebody new, or, you know, the King of Wands here is they might just be, you know, kind of realizing things aren't going to work out. You know, it's like they would be willing to put the work in on this, okay? They would be. They're definitely willing to work on this. But in the end, I feel like they feel like it's just going to be a waste of time. Like, there's not any win-win here, because it may be that you've already kind of moved on, because the balance definitely isn't here. I'll be interested to see what your advice says, because I really don't know which way you're kind of wanting something new here. But like, if there could be, if these two cards could get reversed, I feel like there would be something good here. But it just may be too late. There might have been too much done in the past, and you know, this new two aces over here, there's definitely something new trying to come in. I feel like it can't right now, I feel like, because you're still healing, and you're not really feeling like you can manifest, even though in your general spread, you know, that was your advice. You can manifest whatever it is you want. So let's pull some advice cards and see what's happening here. See what some advice is, because I have no idea with that reading. It wasn't bad. It wasn't good. It was just, I don't know. We are in a retrograde, though, so just remember that. We're in a Mercury retrograde. Might not be a good idea to make any real decisions right now. We'll find out, though. What advice do we have for Leo from mid-July to end of July? Please and thank you, Leo. All right, we have the Fool and the Eight of Wands in the reverse. Temperance coming out. The Priestess in the reverse. Oh, too many. Seven of Wands in the reverse. Good bit of fire energy. Again, could be Sagittarius you're dealing with. A good bit of, but you do have a good bit of major arcana here as well. We do have the Fool. You know, that was kind of what first came out, was the Fool. So, like, I feel like your advice here is to take a new leap of faith. We have the Eight of Wands here. So, don't try to force any change. Don't, you know, with this being in your advice, you know, don't take a leap of faith. Okay, just take a leap of faith, but don't try to control any change. Don't try and force the change. You know, because I feel like that will just delay any change you're wanting. Work on getting your, you know, getting balanced again, getting that harmony in your life again. Being patient, definitely be patient. Don't force anything, you know, don't try to force any change. Just be patient. Just be open and like ready to take that new leap of faith, but don't try to force it. Just be patient. You'll know when it's happening. The Priestess here is, I feel like with it in the reverse, you're not listening to your intuition. All right. So make sure you're you know, try to connect more with your intuition and let your guard down here with a 7 of Wands. All right, you don't need to have your guard up. Just work on you. Don't try to force anything. Just be open. You know, again, you know, if you have your guard up against everything, it's going to be really hard to be in this full mindset where you're open and, you know, kind of having faith for something new to come in. And then the King of Swords here, I'm hearing really, especially with the 7 of Swords coming up so much in your reading, just make sure you're being honest and you're being very clear with your communication, especially in Mercury retrograde where communication can get all wonky. So just make sure you're being very clear and being very logical. You know, you're thinking things through. You're not making rash decisions. You know, in fact, I don't know that you should really be making any decisions, because here it's like, yes, you have the Fool spirit here, or the Fool card here, and that's where you need to be, but there's still a few things you need to work on. Don't force this change, and work on really connecting with your intuition, and make sure your guard's down. That's the biggest thing. You know, I feel like these two are like really what you need to work on the most, because if you can work on these, you're definitely going to be in that full mindset where you're just open for anything new to come in. You know, you're going to be open for whatever you're trying to manifest. So I feel like, you know, just really try to clear your head here with the King of Swords. Let down your guard, okay? Because if you're trusting your intuition and your gut's going to pretty much get you going in the right direction. You don't need to have your guard up against everybody. Like I said, with a 7 of Swords showing up so much and some 5 of Swords energy, you know, I totally get why you would want to have your guard up, but you don't need it. You don't need it. Lots of fire energy here, though. So definitely feel like you're kind of getting back in your element. You know, just working on getting back more to you is what you need to do. All right, Leo, I hope you found some messages here that will help you through the rest of July, and I will see you next time.